So I wanted to talk a little bit about what we called applied thermal lid treatments. So your eye is supposed to be self-lubricating. So what does that mean? So your eye is able to produce a tear film. Now a tear film really can consist of three major components. It's kind of like water and oil mixed together. So the surface of your eye, the clear part of your eye, and the clear layers that cover over the white part of the eye, conjunctiva, and some corneal cells, these cells secrete what we call mucins. And so these are like a sticky substance that kind of coat your eye. And so if I'm upset and I cry, you're like, well, you're gonna have a lot of water in your eye. That's a different substance. That's aqueous tears. Most of those are made from here, but there are other glands in your eye that can also do it. So that's kind of like an aqueous watery layer. So we've talked about a sticky mucinous layer. We've talked about aqueous tears, more of a water-like layer. And then when I blink completely, oil is supposed to move out of my eyelids onto the surface of my eye. So there you go, sticky, watery, oily. And that can mix together, and that is a good tear film. If any of those components are affected, you can have a breakdown of your cornea. So you blink, you should have a stable surface. But if you don't have a stable surface, it can break away. That's not great. You're gonna get evaporation. What happens if you don't make enough tears? Well, that's also a limitation in any of those components. If your oil or your tear film quality is not great, well, it can also break down. So we call that tear instability. Now that can lead to a lot of symptoms. You can get increased amounts of dryness or hyperosmolarity. You can get pain, itching, and you can get inflammation on the surface of your eye. And swelling causes all of those itchy, burny, stingy, tired, foreign body sensation, redness, blurry vision type of symptoms in your eye. So you can see how dry eye can start off as a little problem and it can be exacerbated. And in our situations, it can be exacerbated by our climate. It can be exacerbated by using computer, by staring at your phone, by reading a lot, by not blinking regularly. So all of these types of activities can do it. Sure, if you have health issues, if you're a smoker, if you've had some sort of transplant within your body, if you're on some sort of medications with like an anti in front of it, anti-allergy, antihypertensive, antidepressant, anticonvulsant, anti-anxiety, all of these medicines can also have an effect. If you have a different skin type, my skin type is pretty dark, but there are individuals with much lighter complexions than me. We could think of our oil consistency being a little bit different. And so you can see just in this short video how many risk factors I've listed. Now, if you were to come in for an evaluation and you were just to simply focus on your oil glands, so I blink, I want more oil, that treatment, we call them applied thermal lid treatments. And so in our office, we have been doing this for a long period of time, and we offer different ones: intense pulse light, Lipiflow combination, RF, Lipiflow combination, and Lipiflow, and others. And so in our model and in our study that we showed, we find a certain number of treatments are effective. So in our model, 3 treatments of IPL and Lipiflow, or RF and Lipiflow, should give you relief. We need to tie that down to increase habits changes, but doing more than that and expecting more of an effect doesn't make sense in our model. And so I've had a lot of doctors call me and a lot of patients call me and say, why am I needing so many treatments? And so I can't answer that question because our models and our studies have shown otherwise. 3 treatments should be effective. Now, there is a little asterisk in what I say, because in our RF models, radio frequency, and in our IPL models, we have, using research and evidence, changed our settings to tweak them for what we feel are the most optimized results. And so we do feel that what we offer with these treatments, applied lid thermal treatments, that we can give you an effective result. However, we also believe that not everybody should get these treatments. If you have great glands, you may not need these treatments. We might need to talk about other solutions to habitual changes, dietary changes, and other things. If you don't have any glands left, Well, there is nothing to improve. There is nothing for us to utilize for you to improve. So we have done many studies and treatments to show that when you're in the final stages of meibomian gland dysfunction, our model shows that it's really not effective to do these treatments.